What's going on, guys? It's O from Out Confidence. Today, let's talk about guilt. How bad is it actually for us and how to get rid of it? So, not to mention the fact that, it's emotionally taxing on ourselves because, who wants to be feeling guilty? It's not very pleasant. Now, you could see a situation. So, for example, guy cheats on girl feels horrible and is just in a blaming the other person, but then we tend to forget about that guy because maybe he actually feels really guilty and he's suffering just as much as a girl. Now, this is just an example, right? There's many examples in life where we feel guilty, and just because we did the right thing for ourselves doesn't mean that it was the right thing, because now we're feeling drained, we're feeling like we're cowards, we're cheaters, we're horrible human beings, and that affects us, not just mentally, but physiologically. We can actually start experiencing unpleasant symptoms such as bloating, believe it or not, if you're feeling guilty, such as frustration, tiredness. There's many symptoms that come along with a simple yet complicated emotion. Guilt will actually cause you to be inflamed. Your gut will become inflamed. You won't be digesting properly. You won't be absorbing the nutrients and the minerals as efficiently as you would when you're not feeling guilty. Like, it actually causes us to experience a decrease in vitality and decrease of mood, energy, just life force. So how can we get rid of guilt? So guilt is one of those things where I think is created because of our socio-cultural dynamics, and there's certain expectations, certain things that you have to be and act in order for your culture or your tribe, quote unquote, to see you as like you fit in. And you don't not want to fit in, because our biology, our DNA is all about trying to fit in the tribe. Back in the day, we belonged to a certain tribe, and that tribe was family. It protected us, it raised us, we worked together. And so if you do something that's against your culture or against your values, quote unquote, which were created by culture or religion, and that thing is not in tune with your friends or your family or your cousins or whoever, then obviously you're gonna, you're gonna be like, why the hell did I even do that? Like, that was so stupid of me. But we also tend to forget that human beings are always making mistakes. Now, you could argue whether what you did was a mistake or not, but I think in my own philosophy and how I try to get rid of most of the guilt that I have was to simply acknowledge the fact that I honored the moment. So maybe I was a dick, but I honored the moment. I honored what I felt. I honored my body. I honored my higher self by doing this action, which was unpleasant and caused me to feel guilty and caused me to be a dick, quote unquote, in front of people, in front of whoever, right? Now, yes, okay, we want to be able to get to that point where we kind of like, it doesn't matter, we don't care about people, we don't care about culture, we don't care about anyone else. But at the same time, it's like, if you also take that extreme, you're gonna be a dick. Like, seriously, a dick. Now, it's fine to be a dick here and there, but like, if you're a dick all the time, you're affecting other people all the time, you're getting out of your way to affect other people, then that's when you're like, okay, I gotta take a step back and be like, okay, what's going on? Like, why am I acting this way? And again, if you're gonna be feeling guilty right away for doing all these things and then trying to solve the problem, you won't be able to solve the problem, because the guilt is just gonna eat you up. It's gonna eat you alive. And so what you have to say to yourself is like, you know what? That just happened. I honored the moment. I honored myself, even though that might have been an uncalled for of an action. That's fine, because you know what? I can't go back in the past and I can't change it. Past Usama is not the present Usama. And so accept it. Let it be there. It's fine, it's alright, man. You were a dick. You were an asshole. It's fine. We all are assholes many, many times a year, a week, a day, right? It's fine. We're human beings. Now, after you let that kind of, dissolve on its own, that guilt, and just acknowledge that, you know what, it happened. There's no point on earth. There's no way I'm going to be able to go back in the past and change what I did. It's like, okay, well, how could I avoid this situation later on? Could I have done something different that would not only benefit me, but benefit the other people? Could I just simply be in that situation and tell that person truthfully of how I feel, but taking away the negative judgments that actually caused them to be hurt in the first place, and just to kind of be honest with them and tell them, hey, look, I love you, I honor this relationship. The reason why I'm having this conversation is not to attack you, but here's how I feel, right? That's a great way of solving a problem. And also, now you're not being a dick, so you're not gonna feel guilty. Because you're like, not only did I honor the moment, but I honored the truth that's between me and that person. Obviously, guilt is an emotion that's caused for us to rethink things and to quote unquote fit in. And it's not horrible. You should feel guilty if you stepped out of line, right? But make sure that guilt is not coming because your culture is saying that this is the way it is. No, make sure to have your own values, have your own rules. You will know as a human being with trial and error, after you do several things that cause you to feel guilty, you're gonna realize that, wait, I'm feeling guilty because those things don't align with who I am, so I think those things are wrong. And not the culture's telling me that those things are wrong, but it's me that I feel like this is wrong. So you know what? I'm gonna just accept it, because in order for you to know the right and wrong, you have to experience guilt. So experience the guilt and be like, you know what? I accept it for what it is. I can't go back in the past, but what I can do, what President Osama can do, is that from now on forth, I will try my absolute best to change a situation if a similar situation has presented itself. Right? So guilt can eat you up. Literally, it will cause you to feel all unpleasant feelings, not just mentally, but physiologically. It is the most negative vibration that a human being can be in. It's unpleasant. So is it helpful? Absolutely. What tells us, if this is right or if this is wrong, right? But just don't get too, just don't forget that guilt could also be coming from the way you were raised and what your society and culture is expecting you. So as long as that guilt is coming from, I think this is wrong and right, and not the society and culture, then now you're staying true to yourself. Now, I'm not saying cultural standards and societal conditions are not exactly good. All I'm saying is that there's many things that limit us because of these things. There are some things that actually cause us to excel, cause us to be able to fit in, to be able to make friends, to be able to go out in the world and be something. But there's also an extreme, and I think we have been taking that extreme for hundreds of years, where anything that goes against our culture and society it just eats us up, eats us alive. And so we end up shifting away from our own truth, from our very absolute truth that's within us, and chasing something that's not from us, causing us to feel horrible, causing us to experience all sorts of symptoms, guilt, shame, anxiety, depression. So stay true to yourself. Don't feel guilty. Just accept it and just ask yourself, how could I make this differently? How could I go on about this differently if a certain situation has presented itself to me? What could I do to cause a better reaction, a better outcome for not just me, for the other person, for the other people? I hope this video has been helpful. Please give the video a thumbs up to support the channel to help you grow. And comment below, let me know what you guys, if you have any stories about you feeling guilty. Actually, this video was done upon request from one of you guys that left a comment that said, you know, I'm feeling guilty, you know, I say things that I don't really want to say, and it's just the guilt is just unpleasant. So hopefully this video has helped you out. Click that subscribe button if you haven't done so. Got tons of videos, tons of projects coming up soon. Oh, for Confidence, out.